So as you can see, we have 322 on 322 duty. So I got this actually a couple nights ago. It was Father's Day. I went out and grabbed this as sort of as a Father's Day present to myself, I guess. And it was 300 bucks. This tire holds air for about 20 seconds. The other tires are better, if not good. And they're, well, I wouldn't call them good, better. This is a first year, 1988, 322. And the deck is shot. Half of what you see there is Bondo, actually, like this stuff. Bondo or some other, it's not metal, that's for sure. This is one of the least oiliest engines I've ever bought as a, as in used tractor. The hood is busted on it. It's like the one thing that's kind of busted, as you can see right there. And it's got, I mean, this has got to be wrong, right? I mean, 69 hours. I mean, that's probably not right. And I have all this stuff, the air cleaner, side panels, the extra panels right here. I'm about to go grab those in my truck, which is up there. We're just going to take the whole trailer and stock them up. I've never seen this little plate on here before. That's new to me. I don't know if that's custom made or some sort of Deere option or something like that. I don't know. We'll have to find out. There is gas in there, or I should say what used to be gas. It's really funky now. Has a funky smell to it. The guy said it does run on carb cleaner or some other sort of, flammable material. So that means the engine, well, probably runs. It rotates just fine. Guy said the rear wheels were stuck when I got it. I get there, the brakes down, so that was all the issue with that. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get it running, and stay tuned. All right, so here's the rest of the stuff. It's also been in my truck for the past 2 days, unfortunately. Is the shields to the deck, and then the rest of the side panels, the air cleaner, and of course the pan. It did not come with a seat. What was funny about this purchase is it was less than an hour away from my house. I've been up for 2 days, so my buddy Thomas somehow saw it after me, so I was able to snag something for once before he got it, and so that was amazing. But what it was also funny is the guy that had it was a like garbage cleanup guy or whatever, so he only got the tractor, was going to go back for the deck, and the guy's like, hey, I can give you the guy's number and you can go get the deck if you want. I said, how far away is it? He's about 10 minutes. So it was about 24 minutes, and it was also in the opposite direction of where I needed to head home. So I had to go from I was just south of Lake Butler. I live in Middleburg, and it was in High Springs. So me and my dad went a little bit further to High Springs, snagged the deck, played with this little guy, and at 153 pounds, this little guy was. And then we came home and got home pretty late. And then the tractor sat there for, 2 days, because I just didn't have time to take care of it the last 2 days. So anyway, here we are. So before I can get this to my backyard, I can get stuff through the side, on that side of the garage, but it has a limitation on how wide it is, which is about 7 to 7.5 feet where the neighbor's property starts. It's possible I can get through that trailer, but the trailer's probably close to 7 feet with the wheels and everything, so that's probably not going to work. So I'm going to have to dump that trailer and play musical trailers. I do have one of those. All right, so we did the first improvement by putting the new wheel and tire on there. This will not stay there. This is just for transport, because when you air up that one, it just stays full of air for about 20 seconds. I'm gonna try to roll it back in there. And for all of you holding on to the 120 video, it's coming, it's coming. All right, folks, so I got the tractor here in the shop, and so a couple things I was working on. I had to go buy a new battery for it today. This was almost 60 bucks at Tractor Supply. So even these smaller cheap batteries were getting expensive. This is their big lawn and garden one. When I say big, I just mean it's 340 cold cranking amp, which should be fine for this. I would have probably gotten a John Deere Strong box, but this is probably going to be a flip, so I didn't want to spend the big money for it. So I did have to put some PB Blaster in here and in here, and then over here, because this would not move at all. And it wouldn't move because of the cable's messed up, which is often the case. It moved because those hinges and the spring right here was not allowing it to move. So that was the issue there. It seems to have oil. It doesn't have, I put the rest of my Cool Guard in there, so I have some like distilled water over there that I'm gonna put in there to kind of fill it up just in case I get it running. And so we will check it out now that we got everything hooked up. So that's good. So has all sorts of electricity to it. So I'm not getting fuel there, I guess. And I guess I should turn that off. Apparently the lights are on. I would turn off the lights, but they're like already turned off or something, and they're smashed into the dash. I have to figure that out. Anyway, so I think right now I'm going to try to disconnect all the fuel. Like, I can hear this pump going, but that pump is not at all like the stock pump, and I probably got the wrong type of pump or something, so it doesn't seem like it's pumping. I mean, it's turning, but it doesn't seem like it's pumping any fuel in there. But I might take off the carburetor too. I might try to get a gravity feed to see if I can get anything going in there, see if I can get it started. And if not, then I'll maybe take off the carb and try to look at it, clean it up. Overall though, it looks, like it's pretty, pretty together. They took the panels off there and stuff, but I have all those things. The grill got dented in, but that 318 has a hood and a grill for me for this thing, so I'll get going on that stuff. So for any of you wondering why I went straight to fuel versus the fire, like on the electronic ignition system, this is why. Because it will run. Well, I don't really have enough starter fluid anymore, but you got the idea there. So that's what we're doing. Gosh, that stinks. Gee whiz. And starter fluid is just about as nasty as that old gas. Here we go. Look at that. Yeah, buddy. Alright, so these two haven't broken out. The thing didn't go yet earlier when I tried to make it go. All the hydraulics work except the transmission wouldn't go. And I'm sure it's because I pushed these down and they didn't release. So I do have extra ones here, so we're gonna try that. So right here I'm swapping out the old check valves for new ones. I had previously checked all the hydraulics, and it's funny because I thought it was low fuel, but actually the power steering works fine, and so does the deck lift mechanism, the rock shaft. So I thought, man, what was I, doing wrong and this and that. And then I thought, oh yeah, that's right. In order to freewheel it the other day, I pushed those things in and they basically just stayed there. So I had to take them out and I'm going to try to free them up. But I have some extras in the meantime. So that's what you're seeing. Right here is me get those squared away and then, get ready for the little ride around that we're about to do. So here I was really trying to get all the safety people to, send me terrible comments about not only having, the gas tank precariously sitting on top of the tractor and the radiator right there, but also, as you're going to see in just a couple moments, how I'm going to end up doing the ride around with the tractor in its current condition is probably not the safest thing I've ever done on a tractor. So right here, I'm just letting the engine run for a little bit. I'm trying to see if that hour meter will move, and it actually does. I think it moved a couple tenths of couple tenths of an hour while I was, working with it and stuff. So it does work. Again, my guess is it would probably be a, replacement hour meter. However, the engine, it's 180 psi. My other one I thought was good and it was 155 psi, so of course that one's got about 1300 hours on it, but it's even across the whole cylinder bank, basically 180 to 185, 182, something like that. So I thought that was pretty cool, and it really doesn't have like any leaks, no oil, nothing to be concerned about. So anyway, what are your comments? Do you think it's 69 hours? I'm thinking probably not, but I'd like to know your input too. And for those of you waiting for that 140 video, it is coming eventually. I promise. I apologize for taking so long on it, but that's one of the things I'm trying to make a priority now to get that done. Alright, there you have it, folks. The whole thing works, except for the PTO. Figure out the PTO, maybe it's not hooked up. I didn't actually check that, so I'll have to figure that out myself. And obviously what I was doing was dangerous, because shoelace gets in here or something, that would be bad. But I didn't, I guess want to do the time to get everything else squared away before I see if it was worth starting some of the stuff. I can't really put everything back together and use it because I'm waiting for a fuel pump. I'm not going to use that one that they had. So we'll see how it goes. So as you can see, in Florida, it has been one hot week. We reached 106 today. If you found this video helpful or fun to watch, please hit the like button. And if you wanted to see more videos about John Deere garden tractors or John Deere 1 Series tractors, you can hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you watching this video, and I'll have some more updates on this tractor later. Again, thanks for watching. Have a good night.